The world is ending, which is unfortunate because it contains a lot of people, things, and delicious, tasty treats that I like. But we are getting a little bit of good news through the fog. The Onion has bought Infowars.
New this morning, the satirical news site The Onion has just won an auction to acquire the media outlet Infowars. Right-wing conspiracy theorist Alex Jones. The Onion's bid was backed by the families of 8 victims of the Sandy Hook school shooting, the very people that Jones defamed. And now Alex Jones is responding on social media.
I bet Jones is pissed over this. Okay, so The Onion has said that their intention here is to turn Infowars into a parody of itself, essentially. My question: how do you do that? Alex Jones was already a parody of himself. It's just that people believed in it. Like, how do you do this in a world where satire is impossible? Because even the stupidest assessment of your opposition, they will look at it and go like, yeah, that's us.
The Connecticut Democrats with the Onion newspaper bought us. They asked, did they outbid? They said, well, it was competitive. So they changed all the bidding rules, made it secret 2 days ago. I had a bad feeling I told you that. And just like they tried to shut us down back in late May without a court order, they're supposed to have a court order. There's going to be injunctions filed. I'm about to go live out of Harrison's American Journal studio. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm going to be here until they come in here and turn the lights off.
Joining us now, CNN Chief Media Analyst Brian Stelter. Brian, how did this go down? This is a pretty stunning development.
It's both hilarious and also very serious, Jim.
It's pretty funny. Of course, he's a conspiracist about it. Well, yeah, Alex Jones doesn't believe the shit that he says, which again kind of brings to mind, how do you make jokes in the veil of like, how do you do a satire parody of Alex Jones that isn't just stuff Alex Jones has already done? I genuinely don't know. I'm not asking this facetiously. I feel like you could produce the most ridiculous, like, I guess the threshold for me would be that if a ghost took possession of my body and started trying to discredit me in the eyes of my audience, they could do so very rapidly because people take what I say seriously and I'm held to a certain standard. If a ghost took control of Alex Jones's body and tried to make him appear illegitimate in the eyes of his audience, what could that ghost do? I'm genuinely asking. Apart from something unfunny, like I now endorse trans rights and the Democrats and I think George Soros isn't actually conspiratorial or whatever. Like, apart from something that isn't interesting and isn't funny, what could he do? What could you do that's still in the vein of being like a crazy... You know? He would have to show his asshole to the camera or something? Yeah, but like Gavin McGinnis put a butt plug up his ass years ago, and it didn't stop him from being the Proud Boys head ringer. Like, it genuinely doesn't seem... He would do that. That would be Alex Jones' like knockout punch to the deep state, would be showing whole.
Those who don't know The Onion, this is the print newspaper of The Onion. The Onion's a longtime comedy brand, a satire brand, making fun of real news. The Onion...
Concave Earth theory, that's how? Okay, but like, that isn't even close to the craziest thing that Alex Jones has unironically expressed support for. That's not even remotely close. Concave Earth theory? Okay. That's just another Tuesday for an Infowars viewer.
Was fake news before that slogan ever erupted in our politics. Here's an example from the Onion paper, Jim. Trump launches his own brand of voting machines. Like, that's the kind of humor the Onion is known for, but they're doing something very serious here. They were able to bid for the Infowars media empire. Infowars, of course, a very different kind of fake news. Infowars and Alex Jones, he's all about fear of immigrants, fear of Democrats, fear of government. He is a disinformation artist, and it was his
Sounds political. The Onion announced the news with its typical brand of humor. The Onion is proud to acquire Infowars, and we look forward to continuing its storied tradition of scaring the site's users with lies until they fork over their cold, hard cash. Or Bitcoin. We also accept Bitcoin. The Onion published a satirical release as well, written from the perspective of the CEO of the Onion's parent company, whose social media profile says he is a chairman of... You know, we can just read it directly. There we go. Here's why I decided to buy Infowars, by Bryce P. Trader, Global Tetrahedron CTO. I get it. Nice bit. Today we celebrate a new edition of... Holy shit! We got a Patrick Bateman-ass 1980s greed is good Wall Street CEO stare thing going on over here. Good lord. Anemic little collar, but the physiognomy is on point. Today we celebrate a new addition to the Global Tetrahedron LLC family of brands, and let me say I really do see it as a family. Much like family members, our brands are abstract nodes of wealth, interchangeable assets for the patriarch to absorb and discard according to the opaque whims of the market. And just like family members, our brands regard one another with mutual suspicion and malice. All told, the decision to acquire Infowars was an easy one for the Global Tetrahedron Executive Board. Founded in 1999 on the heels of the Satanic Panic and growing steadily ever since, Infowars has distinguished itself as an invaluable tool for brainwashing, controlling the masses. I feel like the comedic beat here is a little bit compromised by me reading it out in a plain, matter-of-fact tone. This might be better for the individual read. Are you enjoying the show? Refill your popcorn and go to theonion.com to read more. As for the vitamins and supplements, we are halting their sale immediately. Utilitarian logic dictates that if we can extend even one CEO's life by 10 minutes, diluting these miracle elixirs for public consumption is an unethical waste. That's good. I like that. Instead, we plan to collect the entire stock of the Infowars warehouses into a large vat and boil the contents down into a single candy bar-sized omnivitamin that one executive, I will not name names, may eat in order to increase his power and perhaps become immortal. Fantastic.
Faming of the Sandy Hook families that caused all of this to happen. It was that lawsuit. It was that $1.5 billion judgment against Jones that sent this to auction. And as of today, a judge has ruled that The Onion, a satirical news website, gets to own all of the Infowars assets. So as we speak, Jim, Infowars.com, the website's already been taken down. And now the new owners, whether they use it for comedy or they use it for advocacy, we're going to find out in the months to come.
Fascinating, especially after Alex Jones.
Won a huge billion-dollar lawsuit against Alex Jones and his company in 2018. This was over him spreading baseless, horrible conspiracy theories about the Sandy Hook massacre.
Yeah, how is Fox News covering this?
The Onion is a satirical site. It manages to persuade people to believe itself as the, quote, world's leading news publication, offering highly acclaimed, universally revered coverage of breaking international and local news events. It has 4.3 trillion daily readers. Jones has been saying on his show that if his detractors bought Infowars, he would move his daily broadcasts and product sales to a new studio, websites, and social media accounts.
Spectacular. You're on Blue Sky? I know. I mean, considering the fact that Fox News, sorry, not Fox News, Alex Jones is basically just a right-wing asset. You know, there is no such thing as, like, dissident right anymore, because even the most insane right-leaning people have been folded into the more or less mainstream Republican messaging. Are you guys trolling? I can't tell with you people.
Even saying that the shooting never happened and that with this news coming in.
It can make acquisitions like this, and it can do whatever it wants to the site. It owns the IP. And you'll recall when Alex Jones today, talking to his listeners, was talking about what's going on. He said they've seized my equipment. They've seized parts of my studio. So the Onion could theoretically take his equipment and start broadcasting however they like. Of course, you should imagine, Kate, that they're going to do a lot with rebranding it, I assume, and trying to make it the parody that sort of fits its mold.
Hadass Gold has been, she was on just this week talking about this and before the outcome had been known, and saying that no matter the outcome of this auction.
He walks like he's holding a big poop in. It's because of his fucking skinny ass trousers, man. The scourge of the modern slim fit suiting trend.
Broadcasting however they like. Of course, you should imagine, Kate, that they're going to do a lot with rebranding. It would be really hard for him to fight it. Remember, the bankruptcy judge is approving this process because he owes $1.5 billion to these families. Now, the only thing that he could have done prior to this would have been get another ideologically aligned player to come up with the money to join the bidding process and try.
Which isn't going to happen. Well, it's fun. I'm glad the family's back it too. I think that's quite nice, you know? I think I could see a world in which the families are kind of like humorless, or they aren't really aware of the Onion's bit, and they think like, oh, they're going to make a joke out of this. Well, we don't think it's funny. But that's obviously not how things went. So I'm glad they didn't go that way, you know? Unrelated, but is this not the most French man you've ever seen in the headline on AP News? Look at this guy. No? You people have high standards for Frenchness. Which guy? Are you dumb? Investigators, which guy? There are two guys here, and one of them is from Singapore, and the one in the middle has French in the headline. Also, not to, like, state the obvious in a way that affirms racial stereotypes, but I think one of these men probably to the average person looks slightly more French. And the French have a very high conception of, like, the value of, you know, ethnic lineage and linguistic prescriptivism when it comes to how they speak their language and who counts as French. Nationality by blood, unlike us. Well, unlike us for now. I'm pretty sure that the Trump administration's gonna gun pretty hard for denaturalizing citizens. And, I don't know if they can actually revoke the naturalization clause, but by God, do they want to.